And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and always providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, lifestyle, recreation, so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, and we want to engage you in an effort to help you win.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372. That's our Consumer Advocate hotline. You can give us a call or a text there on our hotline. And there's also an easier way to connect as well. Just text REQB to 313131. Real simple. Text REQB, like real estate quarterback, to 313131. Real simple. We can connect there. We'll have a dialogue. We want to help you with any of your questions, things that you're considering doing, making moves out there in the business world. We want to help you avoid a lot of the commission-based advice that's so prevalent in our communities. Also, bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. Plethora of information available for you on our website at consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors. We've got 80-plus show partners, CPAs, financial advisors, attorneys, all types of people that we can put you in contact with to help you save money, help you become a bit more street smart here. And it's Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio. Patrick Moraites back in studio. Welcome back in, sir.
Hey, thanks for having me, Brandon. Happy to be here.
Yes, sir. My pleasure. What are we going to talk about today?
I want to talk today a little bit about people that are looking to become an entrepreneur and get into business for the first time, and what it takes to do that from a workers' comp insurance perspective, and how you can get coverage when you start hiring employees.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, it's important to know, some of these rules, some of these laws. I mean, we talked about, we have an attorney on the show that talks about immigration law. A lot of the business owners don't understand the rules around the I-9s, and if you come in, if you don't know, the enforcement comes in, man, you're looking at hefty fines.
Compliance is huge.
Yes,
and
it is.
A PEO can help with that.
Absolutely.
In many ways, but compliance is huge.
So a PEO is a professional employer organization.
That's right.
Okay,
Yep.
Awesome. We'll dive deeper into that as well. Patrick Moraites in the house. Bob Henriquez back in studio as well. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks, Brandon. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Hey, my pleasure. Coach Bob Henriquez as well. So, yeah, man. So trim notice is going out. We got a couple amendments on the ballot.
Yeah, a couple of big things coming on over the next few weeks. We've got the trim notices. That's the notice of proposed taxes.
Okay.
Probably my least popular time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, the tax collector is the one that actually comes and takes your money. We're just giving you a heads up, I guess.
Yeah,
and then,
right.
And we've also got a couple of important amendments, 1 and 2, that hopefully we can talk about and educate the public a little bit more on as the November election comes upon us. Yeah,
it's coming around pretty quickly. We see all the signs going up out there in the roadways, and it's an interesting time of year, that's for sure.
It's a pleasure not to be on the ballot for this year.
You get to take a break.
I get to watch. So
yeah, nice. Awesome. Good stuff. So we got a great lineup for you today. I want to give a plug to our sponsor, PEO Tuscan Grill at the International Plaza. That is our official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want you reaching out. Go over to PEO. Tell them that you're fans of the program. And all you have to do is let them know that you listen to the Consumer Quarterback Show, and they're going to hook you up with a free appetizer over at PEO Tuscan Grill, International Plaza. It's located right there at the mall off of Bay Street, 2223 Northwest Shore Boulevard. And they've got some great appetizers, and they're giving them to you for free just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Roasted garlic, spinach, and artichoke dip, spicy shrimp and eggplant, calamari. You've got all kinds of great stuff. Beef carpaccio, excellent food, the finest Italian dining experience in Tampa Bay. PEO Tuscan Grill, International Plaza. We'd love for you to reach out to them. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. Take them up on that special offer. All right, let's jump right into it. We got Patrick Moraites here in the house. Patrick, we've known each other for over a decade, I think, a long time now. So, the PEO business, it's an interesting business, and the thing that I think small business owners need to understand is that, you can't do it all great,
right.
And by outsourcing this function of your business, it's going to allow you to focus on your core business and taking care of that.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, when you first think about going into business, it's not to handle the administrative duties. It's to, be a real estate guru or investor, or to become a plumber, or whatever your passion may be is why you get into business. So taking care of those back office things is not something you think about.
Right.
And I think it's important today because, after doing some research, just 543,000 businesses started every month this year in 2018 across the United States. So a lot of people are getting that entrepreneurial bug, if you will, and there are certain rules and regulations you need to adhere to in order to stay compliant, like we talked about, and make sure you don't get in trouble with the Department of Insurance.
Yep.
In the state of Florida, unless you're in construction, because if you're in construction business and you hire one employee, full-time or part-time, you're required to have workers' comp coverage. Now, if it's another industry or trade, as soon as you get to 4 full-time or part-time people, you need to have work comp coverage. So the challenge with a lot of the startup companies, your traditional insurance carriers, because you've never been in business before, they don't feel comfortable taking a risk on you.
Right.
And that's where the PEO can come in and help you out a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense. So they starting out. First of all, let's start with that stat. I mean, 543,000 new businesses.
Yeah,
man, that speaks volumes about the economy and where we're at.
Right.
It looks like we're on this bull run. Things are looking great. I hate to play the devil's advocate all the time here on the show, but I want to be that consumer advocate and kind of warn people. But there's a lot of student loan debt out there, trillions of dollars of debt. So I'm kind of thinking about when is the pullback going to happen? When is there going to be kind of a reset, a recession? How bad will it be? What's the numbers going to look like? But hey, let's celebrate it while it's good. 543,000 new businesses started over the last over the last year or month to month?
That's month to month.
Wow, that's a lot of businesses.
That's a lot of businesses, and I completely agree with you. The thing to be conscious and aware of is, I think we talked about in the last time I was here, is we're going to find out who the real players are.
Yes.
Are you starting a business and you're selling something, or are you raising capital?
Exactly.
Because there's a difference between raising capital for an idea and it failing and actually going into business.
And it's easy to win right now. It's easy to win right now. They start up a lot of these so-called entrepreneurs, they go online, they go on Instagram, they put themselves as this flashy profile. I'm a CEO. They're selling T-shirts or whatever.
Right.
But when that disposable income, that dollar becomes tighter, that's when you find out who really is in the game.
Everything changes from a consumer perspective, right? We don't eat out as much. We don't shop as often. We watch our spending, and then that, like you said, that discretionary income spending goes down. So we'll find out who the real entrepreneurs are, I think, over the next 18 to 24 months.
That's right. Yeah, you see it in every industry. The real estate agents, the mortgage brokers, the whole industries. People are going to be spending less money out boating on the weekends, as we were talking about before the show. And so it's going to shake it out.
Price of gas.
Price of gas. Yeah. Gas is still.
Everything plays a factor.
543 new businesses starting. So what would be your advice to those new business owners, Patrick?
Well, go into business with a plan, right? Mm-hmm. And execute on that plan is key. And it's funny, I was having a conversation before I got here, and sometimes we're a little naive. You set up an LLC, you put up a web page, and I know this happened to me 12 years ago when we went into business. For the first month, I looked at the phone. I was wondering why it wasn't ringing. People don't automatically find you on Google. So you have to make sure that you have some sort of sales and marketing plan to get the word out and the messaging out that you do exist. And then as you grow to the point of hiring people, that now you have human capital problems, because we're humans, and there's things that are going on in each employee's personal life that have an impact on your business. So when you get into managing people, that also deters and distracts you from what you got in business to do. So you need to have the right strategic partner managing a lot of those administrative things to help support you, so you can still drive the top line.
That's a good point. With a lot of business owners, they come in with an idea, they suffer from confirmation bias. They think, oh well, this is great. They think their idea is so awesome, but they really haven't tested it. Kind of like the Blockbuster video conundrum, right? They think, oh, we're great, but then Netflix comes in. But the point I wanted to make is one of our partners as well, David Ringo. He's with 3D Solar. They were Fast 50, and they were ranked at number 12 on the Fast 50. Had something like 300% growth year over year, and a couple years in a row he did really good. But the number one was something like 13,000% growth. But think about the challenges they have from an HR perspective and where it aligns with PEO business.
With that much growth, I can't even fathom how many new people they're having to recruit, bring on board. So from an onboarding standpoint, from an HR standpoint, making sure that you're hiring appropriately, and then the culture aspect that plays into that. I mean, 13,000% growth. That's unbelievable.
It is. It's a lot.
Kudos to them. That's crazy.
It had to be. I was thinking about it. Like, what business can do that? It has to be some kind of internet-based business. I mean, they're selling something online. I would think something along those lines. Because we were talking with David about his solar business. He said, every house we sell, we're on top of the roof installing solar. So there's only so much you can do in a certain amount of time.
There's only so many rooftops, right?
Yeah. But that's great. Hey, stay with us. More from Patrick Moraites here. He's PEO Advantage is his company name, and he's got ways to help business owners succeed and avoid a lot of the common pitfalls when it comes to growing your business. PEO is professional employer organization, so they come in and they will kind of outsource some of your functions as a business owner, especially workers' comp, some of those things when it comes to leveraging numbers with resources in terms of payroll and some other sources. So stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. More from our expert contributors. We've got a great lineup for you today, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here. I'm your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm also a top listing agent here in Tampa Bay, helping our sellers profit more on the sale of their real estate properties. Got a couple of hot ones I want to let you know about here in Tampa Bay. 7441 Islander Lane in Hudson. This is in Sea Pine subdivision. Beautiful property, 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, waterfront property here for sale, 4,700 square feet, and it's $393,000. Very affordable. You know, the further north you go here in Tampa Bay, you're able to find waterfront that is affordable. 4,700 square feet total. Every day will feel like a vacation at 7441 Islander Lane in Hudson. I want you to check out also this Pinellas County property in Largo, 12091 145th Street in Largo. Owner is motivated, just reduced down to $290,000. 3 bedroom, 2 bath property. Yellow Banks Grove is the subdivision, and it's a beautiful property close to the beach, not in a flood zone. Beautiful property. Check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com. PlatinumMVPRealty.com. You can see all of our listings there, and the photography is awesome. Compliments of Fabre Frameworks. Our official real estate photographer is Fabre Frameworks. They do a great job. And we're here in studio. We got Bob Henriquez in the house, Hillsborough County property appraiser. Got the trim notices going out. A lot of things happening in that space as well here in Hillsborough County.
Absolutely. Well, it's great to be here again, as I mentioned, and look forward to it each and every year. And for our property owners out there, some 500,000 or so in Hillsborough County, we'll be sending you the handy dandy trim notice in just a couple weeks. The official mail date is August 20th. We'll phase it over the course of that week, so you'll be receiving that notice. And the trim notice, or notice of proposed taxes, a lot of folks don't actually read it because at the top of it says this is not a bill.
Not a bill,
right? But what I can tell you what it is a very important document that has literally all the information you need to know in how your proposed taxes for this year are determined. And so it's important for folks to keep those and to read them. If they have an issue with anything that's on there, to get with us so that we can take a look at those kinds of things and do that early before we end up sending somebody a tax bill or the tax collector does in November and try to work something then. It's an important thing. As of the 20th of this month, you'll have 25 days to officially if you have an issue with it, to officially go through the VAB process. We'd rather do it administratively, but again, those 25 days start ticking as of the 20th.
Right. So what's one of the number one complaints that people have? I mean, they're seeing an increase. What do you see happening?
Death and taxes, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Well, it's interesting. You have about 400,000 or so residential properties in Hillsborough County. The vast majority of those are homesteaded properties. They're covered by the Save Our Homes cap, so we don't see the same kinds of effects year in and year out that we did prior to Save Our Homes in terms of tax bills spiking.
Okay.
But the kinds of things that we'll see, and now with inflation being a little bit, with the supercharged economy, we're seeing inflation a little bit more. So that 3% cap is coming into play. We'll probably be pretty close to that this year. So people are feeling it a little bit more in terms of the increase. We countywide, we had nearly a 10% increase in value.
Right.
So that there's that. The other thing that you'll see is when people have, and you see this because you're in the business, people have purchased a new home in the previous year. The taxes and the cap resets as of January 1st of a given year. So they may have been paying based on the previous taxes for 17.
Yes.
Then all of a sudden they receive their tax bill and it goes up. And even though they may have been told by their title company or their by their realtor, there's a little bit of sticker shock there. So those kinds of things happen as well.
Yeah.
And the other thing, obviously, is sometimes when people may have not realized that they only had 2 tax years to port if they had portability, if they had a previously homesteaded property. So those are the main ones. And then from time to time, we'll have people that have filed for an exemption of one type or another and have been denied, or maybe something's fallen through the cracks.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of misconceptions around that portability. Do you mind explaining that for us? So, for example, you sell house A, you move to house B. It doesn't matter if it's a different county, but you're going to be able to port that.
Right, it's
that
statewide,
homestead.
and this goes back to the 2008 constitutional amendment that took effect in January 1st, 2009. It allows you to port the tax savings or tax benefit that you had under Save Our Homes up to $500,000 if you're upsizing, or a percentage if you're downsizing. And basically, Save Our Homes created this differential between what is the just or market value of a home and the taxable value.
Okay.
So that if you bought home A, as you said, back in 1998.
Yes.
So now it was capped as of that time in terms of the taxable value couldn't go up in any given year more than 3% or inflation. As we know, inflation was quite low over the past few years. It's creeping up now. So over the course of time, the value of that home's gone up a great deal. And in fact, over the last 5 years, it could have gone up as much as 50%.
Yep.
But the taxable value has gone up no more than inflation, which has been anywhere from 0.8% up to 2.1%. So there's a difference in terms of what the house is worth on the market and what it's being taxed at. Mm-hmm. That differential, once you abandon your homestead, you sell your home, you have 2 tax years, the remainder of the year that it's sold in and the following year,
right,
to then take that savings, that differential, and lower the initial taxable value of your new home.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great definition. If you just joined us, Brandon Rhymes here. I'm talking with Bob
finally
Henriquez.
got it down.
Coach Bob Henriquez here. Hey, you got it, man. You're doing. Hey, let's talk a little football. Let's go to football, okay? So, as you know, my background, quarterback. The quarterback show.
Oh, I know it all too well.
5 years. Yeah, you do. That's right. We played against each other back in the day. But hey, man, it's that time of year. A lot of good stuff happening.
I don't know about you, but I get this warm and fuzzy feeling. Hall of Fame game comes on.
Yeah.
And it's let's face it, it's not great football.
Yeah.
And now I don't know if you can hit somebody with a helmet or not, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's this warm and fuzzy feeling to know for like the next, 26 weeks or whatever it ends up, that you know what you're going to do every, Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Saturday, and now like every day of the week in college. But it gives you some kind of feeling to know,
Yeah, man.
You can take your TV back.
So what are you hearing? What's you hear anything about USF? I heard there's a 3-way quarterback battle. You got the kid that transferred from Alabama, the backup last year, and then you've got the young kid from around here as well.
Yeah, I think they have a decent nucleus back in other positions, but obviously the quarterback position's unsettled, and if that's unsettled, then the team is unsettled.
Yeah.
And so I think we probably have that both at USF and at One Buck Place right now.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. I'm sure they're going to be very competitive. They've got a lot of great players there and a good staff. It's great that the staff is still intact. And we'll see what happens there. But and then again, then we talk about the Bucks again. The team takes on the personality of the head coach and the starting quarterback. So
that's right.
Right now, the starting quarterback is a little bit of flux, waiting those first 3 weeks for Jameis. And
yep.
I think they're missing a little bit. I haven't been out there a lot, but I'm hearing that there's just like a different atmosphere there because he brought so much excitement and.
Who's he?
I'm talking about Jameis in terms of his. And I think he's been sort of laid back, as you might suspect, or put in the back. So I don't know how that all plays out.
Yeah.
Certainly they start out with a very, very difficult road to hoe with the first 3 weeks being against, probably Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, that's right. It's it's that time of year, so it's a lot of fun. You got the parties planning. You're planning the parties. You got the football season in full. What about talks of the stadium? I hear a lot about that. The stadium for the USF Bulls. I think I just feel like that's an element that team is missing. UCF got their stadium. What do you hear about that?
Well, I think that I saw that they just finished the feasibility study. I think it's certainly the university's serious about doing it. I don't have any insider knowledge, certainly. Yeah. But I think that they've targeted sort of that Mosey property or that property across the street from the school is a real possibility. Ultimately, it's something they need to have. Yeah. I think to continue to grow and to compete. Yes. You have to these days have top-notch facilities on campus for your teams.
That's right.
In terms of recruiting, and then you have to have that the revenue that a stadium brings. So we'll see what happens. But certainly with UCF right down the road with their fairly new facility, it's meant a lot to that. And I think ultimately it can mean a lot to the campus in terms of growing up and when I was growing up, USF was the commuter school, right?
Yeah.
No one lived on campus. Now you've got that, so it's really kind of coming into its own. In addition to being now, a great research university and being known for its academics, but also to have that on-campus stadium, I think would add a lot to the atmosphere and the overall college experience.
Yeah, that's right. It's come a long way since the mobile homes back in the day. The inaugural team, right?
When I was growing up, there was USF and then University Restaurant on Fowler, and that was it. So
yeah. I remember first coming up to Tampa, just kind of thinking that was Tampa. Like, I'm an 18-year-old kid coming up, I'm seeing Fowler and Fletcher. I'm like, oh, cool, Tampa's cool. Then we, go to Ybor every now and then. You check it out, and you kind of learn, you grow your paradigm. But so The other interesting thing, talk about UCF as well, going undefeated last year. What'd you think about? I mean, what a great game. USF should have won that game. I think there's a couple bad officiating calls in that final game between the two, but we've got about a minute left. A team like that wins out, no chance at a national championship.
Well, again, there's no perfect system. We have 4 teams, and they say, well, it should be 8 teams. There should be 20. I think it's better than it was, but it was completely subjective. But they certainly had an argument for it. But I think ultimately, I think most people that are objective, that understand there's still a difference between some of those top programs, the Alabamas.
Yes.
I don't know about Ohio State right now, but at least in theory.
Right. Yeah.
That, did they really have a place in those top 4? I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see, but certainly they had a great year, and hopefully let's see if they can follow it up, having lost their coach. Yeah.
Well, let's go Bulls here. We'll see. There's going to be some good games. That's going to be the war on I-4 at the end of the year, right?
I don't care if they're bad games; they're football games.
Yeah, I love it. Let's get out there.
About the experience.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right. All right, good stuff. So, hey, more from our expert contributors. Stay with us. We want to remind you to follow us online. We'd love to connect with you. So much of our game is offline here. It's on Facebook. It's on, follow us on Instagram, at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Twitter, at Brandon Rhymes 1 Instagram, and, of course, the Consumer Quarterback Show pages. Check us out. We'd love to connect with you. Let us know how we can support you and help you live a better life. Stay with us right here. We'll be right back after the short break.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. That is our goal of our show. We want to help you. There's ways that we can help you. ConsumerQB.com. Just reach out, ConsumerQB.com. We'd love to connect with you on the website. You can also text REQB to 313131. Real simple way to connect is the real estate quarterback. So REQB text REQB to 313131, and we'd love to connect with you, and we can start a dialogue there. And we got East Coast Consumer Shows putting on the Fall 2018 Tampa Home and Garden Show coming up here on August 25th and 26th, right around the corner. We're going to have a double booth there, and we're going to have some of our expert contributors with us there. Come out and meet the team, the quarterback team, the Consumer Quarterback Show. Some of our Platinum MVP real estate agents are going to be there as well. And come check it out. East Coast Consumer Show is always a good time. Come bring the family out. It's right there downtown Tampa Convention Center, the 25th and 26th, right around the corner. So we'll see you there at the Home and Garden Show here in Tampa Bay. Giving a shout out as well to Whole Body Fuel. This is an awesome meal delivery service. These guys create some awesome meals. It's super good food. WholeBodyFuel.com, delivered to your home or office. And it's WholeBodyFuel.com. They've got the world famous protein donuts. Awesome donuts, great flavor. Yeah, check out the picture. If you're looking at these, if you're watching our TV show on WeBeam TV or streaming it online, you can see it from our website. Awesome food, excellent food, and it's hard to believe that that's healthy when you look at those pictures. But WholeBodyFuel.com, yeah, it's so good, man. They got great food, everything from breakfast, lunches, dinners. They got the vegan, the vegetarian, and then of course, a meat eater like me. They've got some great food for the athletes, paleo, all types of different diet plans. WholeBodyFuel.com. Yeah, world famous protein donuts. So if you look at the nutrition facts, it's got like 20-something grams of protein, and of course, it's got some sugars on top, and but it's so good, man. I just cut them up and use them I kind of eat them as dessert.
Put them in your coffee.
Yeah, right. Dip it in the coffee.
Isn't that donut burger? Isn't that protein?
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
there's protein in there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, WholeBodyFuel.com. Those guys are great. He's going to be on the show tomorrow, by the way. So we're going to have the chef in here tomorrow. He's going to be doing the show. Let me tell you about this property on the beach, man. I got a beautiful listing, $1 million listing. We've got a few $1 million listings with Platinum, but we got 1370 Gulf Boulevard, unit number 401, Clearwater Beach, Bella Rosa condo, 3 bedrooms, 3 bath. This is an end unit right on Sand Key. Beautiful property, $1.175 million, and this is probably the best priced property on the beach. When you look in and you factor in those condo dues that are in here, this one's like in the 600 range, which is really low for $1 million listing right on the beach. Some of the other ones are double that, triple that. 1370 Gulf Boulevard, PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Got another $1 million listing here in Northeast St. Petersburg, 215 12th Avenue Northeast St. Pete. 4 bedrooms, 5 baths, SIPS panel construction. Completed now. This property is completed. It's beautiful, and it's waiting for our $1 million buyers out there. Reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you. 215 12th Avenue Northeast. Pre-construction is completed, and it's a SIPS panel housing. 3,752 square feet. Beautiful property here in gorgeous Tampa Bay. All right, so you guys want to talk? Let's talk some social media here. So we've got Patrick Moraites in the house, PEO Advantage, and Bob Henriquez here as well. But let's talk some social media. Social media plays such a key role in our lives today. No matter if you're, millennial. When it first came out, it was like, oh, these millennials, they don't work. They play on the computer. But it's all the way up to 50, 60, 70, 80. People are on Facebook. They're online. So we our producer James threw together a nice little segment here for us so we can talk about who has the most followers on Facebook. Any guess? I don't know if you guys have the show notes there in front of you, but
I don't. But I've got 2 guesses.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Shakira.
She's up there. 104.6 million likes. They're going by likes, not followers here. But
104 million.
104 million likes, and the one that really just trumps
104 million of her closest friends.
Yeah, exactly. All of her friends. Yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh yeah.
122 million, man. You look at some of these guys, the comments threads, it's like hundreds, it's like thousands of people.
What about Kylie Jenner?
Kylie Jenner is not in the top 10, but I did see Kylie. Where did I see that one at? Maybe on
Instagram.
Yeah, it was Instagram. That's what it was.
Yeah, she's killing it. She's got like a $900 million business.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, she's top 10 in Instagram. She's 112 million followers on Instagram. So the top Instagram is actually Selena Gomez. She's got 140 million. Ronaldo's got 138 million on that one. You got Ariana Grande,
I think
Beyonce.
the property appraiser's office has about 140.
Million. Right.
No, 40. 140.
Okay, there you go.
And I'm on there twice under assumed names.
There you go. But yeah, so you look at the social media side, and what's interesting, Patrick, I know you follow Gary Vee like I do, pretty closely. Listen to his podcast a lot as I'm biking or working out and whatnot. A lot of the traditional guys like the Mark Wahlberg, the Will Smith,
they're making a comeback because of.
Exactly. They're realizing that, hey, movies aren't it. They are, but they're popular. But they're realizing that there's almost like a new economy. This new economy of likes and followers.
It's absolutely.
It's free marketing. Like,
well, I thought
wrap
about
your head around that.
Yeah.
When we were speaking earlier, a little bit about the incredible number of 543,000 new businesses. How many of those are virtual businesses?
Right.
Or the people from their own homes that they're doing it. It's
virtual offices.
Right. They're businesses, but they're different. Internet-based. That's right.
Well, you can do. Huge. There's some cool things you can do. Like I partnered up with a local business here. Now I've got 3 offices downtown as well, or South Tampa. So I've got an Ashley Street, I've got a Henderson, I've got a West Shore office I share with Ian Beckles at the Dignitary HQ over there. But then what you do is the main point that you just brought up, Bob, is that now you've got a Google Plus profile. You've got the internet saying, hey, people start searching real estate near me in South Tampa, even though my main office is in Town and Country, they're going to find me down there.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's a new game. It's a new economy. It's a virtual office and good.
Brandon, when I came in office, took office January of 2013, and one of the first things we did on our website when we undertook the job of redoing our website that was 16 years old and very antiquated. But I brought up the idea of the office being on social media, and frankly, some of the old guard guys looked at me like I was some kind of an alien. Why would we want to do that? And so because in terms of communicating with the public,
yes,
you want to be able to communicate in the way they want to do that. So now we have
go where the attention is.
That's right. So now we have a Twitter account. God, I don't tweet very much, but thank goodness. But we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have all these things, and it's important. And folks, we can get information out to the public through various different means.
Yeah, it's interesting. The time that we live in, it's the most opportunistic time to be a business owner, an entrepreneur. You can come up with an idea. You look at, and I think it's interesting also when you take into play, the top podcasters like the John Lee Dumas. He's one of the first podcasts. He jumped into podcasting before people were really podcasting, and he found his niche. He was interviewing entrepreneurs, Entrepreneur on Fire. So it's kind of like a land grab. So I look to Amazon, Alexa, the Google Home, those as the next thing, because we're just looking for ways to save time. So instead of pulling out the phone, typing into the screen, we're just going to ask Alexa.
We're making moves on Alexa. By the end of the month, from an HR perspective, you'll be able to ask Alexa, how do you terminate an employee? Boom, that's going to be us letting you know.
That.
Here are the steps.
I need to talk with you off air about that, because I've reached out to a couple companies to kind of guide me through that process with the real estate space. Because if you're the first one there, it's kind of like the Wild West back in the day. I mean, they'd run out there, they'd try to grab their land. Now if you can have that land grab on Instagram, on Facebook, it's a little late with those platforms.
Amazon's putting a lot of value on with the skills, how many reviews you have.
Yeah.
No one's right. I mean, if you look at the big players like the Wall Street Journal, they have like 100 reviews. I mean, there's not a lot of activity yet. That's the key, is to go where the puck's going. So if you get there now, use your term land grab.
I love that.
Put your stake in the ground and start building.
Yeah.
So when everyone, because in the short, not too distant future, the way people develop apps for the iPhone, people are going to be developing skills for Amazon at the same rapid rate.
For Amazon, Alexa, and the Google Home.
And the Google Home.
And there's a number 3 there, too. I forgot the number 3. But, yeah, those are the top 3. Those are the Instagrams, the LinkedIns, the Twitters. That's where the land grab's going to be in the future. And it's interesting, to try to adapt. You just have to be open-minded as a business owner. You got to adapt. You got to figure out, how to. And you got to take a certain amount of your day and allocate it, a certain amount of your time and your week, and allocate it to exploring those new opportunities, because that's where it's going to be. And there's no doubt about it.
And the key thing that you said there is allocating your time. I mean, just because if becoming an entrepreneur it takes real work.
Yeah.
It's not glamorous that it appears to be in a lot of cases on these Instagram and Facebook accounts. You actually have to put in the work, and it means carving out the time for the tasks that you may not enjoy.
Right.
You got to put it. You got to do it. You got to grind it out.
That's right, absolutely, and it's it's rewarding when you do it right. If you do it right, you build it, and I think that's the thing. Tony Robbins, one of my favorite mentors, talks about is so many people underestimate what they can do in a year, or overestimate what they can do in a year, and then they underestimate what they can accomplish in 5 years, half a decade. So it takes time, and you got to be patient and keep putting in the work. That's right. All right, stay with us right here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're helping you win in any marketplace. That is our goal. Engage with us. We'd love to, engage with you multiple ways. ConsumerQB.com. You can text. You can reach out to our hotline, 670-7372. Tampa number 670-7372. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey, everybody. I'm Forbes Riley, celebrity TV fitness host and creator of The Spin Gym. I'm here today with Brandon Rhymes, and you're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Great ways to get happy, healthy, and wealthy.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here with my...
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Platinum MVP Realty, powered by Platinum MVP Realty, Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. That's our goal. We want to help you. The owner of Platinum MVP Realty just got voted top 1% real estate agents nationwide. Real excited about a lot of the growth, and we're kind of talking about patience and having that patience, and it really pays off when you do things right and you surround yourself by good people. Our network is our net worth around here with the Consumer Quarterback Show. We've got a great network of people that can help you, whether you're buying, selling, investing real estate, you're looking for business advice. We've got CPAs, financial advisors, several different types of attorneys. If you have legal issues, we can put you in contact with some of the best attorneys in Tampa Bay. ConsumerQB.com. ConsumerQB.com is our website. And also text REQB to 313131. Real simple, text REQB to 313131 to connect with us, and we'd love to hear from you. I got a hot listing I want to let you know about. The owner is actually a contractor over at this property, so he's built this home with the best of materials and quality. 5506 Dallas Way in Valrico, River Hills Country Club. Beautiful property here. We've got 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, $545,000, 3,500 square feet. And again, the owner built this home. He's a commercial contractor. So think about the extra work that he's put into this, the everything from insulation, from the brick walls to, the pavers, everything that he's done. 5506 Dallas Way in Valrico, $545,000. Beautiful property. And we'd love to show it to you. Check out PlatinumMVPRealty.com. Beautiful properties here at PlatinumMVPRealty.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, so we've got Patrick Moraites in the house. He's a local business owner, entrepreneur, very involved in charity as well, does a great job with a lot of events, puts on some really cool events here, the Polo Classic in Tampa Bay. PEO ADVANTAGE is his company. We got Bob Henriquez as well, Hillsborough County property appraiser here in Tampa Bay as well, talking about the trim notices that went out. We got amendments 1 and 2 coming up on the ballot as well. I want to let you know every week we're telling you something positive, so we got our positive segment here in our Tell Me Something Good.
Tell me something good.
All right, so Ludacris brings shopper to tears with act of kindness, and Ludacris, in case you don't know, he's a rapper. He's a movie star and a rapper. Isn't it funny if somebody didn't know Ludacris, they're like, "What? Ludacris brings shopper to tears with act of kindness?" So that's his name is Ludacris. He's got a different name, of course, but so he's in Whole Foods in Atlanta, and this lady received a random act of kindness. Thera Jamarilio, she said she was in the checkout line at Whole Foods, and some of her groceries end up being mixed up with the man in front of her, and who else was it but Ludacris? So he ended up purchasing all the groceries for her. Total of $375. So that's a nice, big, hefty grocery bill right there. Yeah. So, yeah, she got a good one for him. Ludacris hooked her up there. So there's a bunch of tweets going back and forth. But, yeah, pretty cool. So he's helping out. And the lady, I guess she was a rescue dog. So she had 4 rescued dogs, 2 rescued cats, and elderly blind chicken named Dixie Lighter. So funny stuff there. So there's our feel-good story of the week, highlighting the positivity out there, and Ludacris doing some good stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
All right.
I majored in lightning
Top
round.
tips, nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom. Patrick Moraites.
All right. Nuggets of wisdom. So if you're a startup company or just getting into business, it's a great opportunity to consider PEO because you don't have to have any type of history. So no workers' comp history, no problem. No deposit, no audit, pay as you go. So the no deposit, no audit, what's big there is there's no down payment on the premium. That's huge, especially if you're getting going. You're not really cash flow positive yet, and if you're writing checks for your GL or your property or what other lines of insurance, you don't have to do that in this type of arrangement and strategic partnership.
I like that. So reach out to Patrick Moraites. PEO ADVANTAGE can help you with all your questions, all of those small business questions, medium-sized business, you're growing a business. He's got, solutions, been doing it for a long time here in Tampa Bay, and he can help you with that. Bob Henriquez, top tips, nuggets of advice.
Well, a couple of them really quickly. First of all, I'm encouraging everybody now that voting started for the primaries, get out there and do that. The general election this year, let your voice be heard. And two amendments, 1 and 2 constitutional amendments on the ballot for the state constitution. Important things to educate yourself on. Number 1 being the additional $25,000 homestead that would allow a property owner to have up to a $75,000. Right now it's up to a $50,000 homestead exemption. Educate yourself on that. Not everyone will benefit from that. It depends on how much your property is worth. Go on our website. You can actually plug in your property address. If you have a homesteaded piece of property, it'll show you how much you will or won't benefit from the Constitutional Amendment should it pass. And then Amendment 2 it deals with the 10% non-homestead cap on the fact that non-homesteaded properties, commercial properties, investment properties, and the like cannot go up in terms of taxable value more than 10% in any given year. That would sunset as of January 1st, 2019. The amendment would put that in the Constitution in perpetuity. It would mean a lot to investors, certainly, folks in your world. If it did not pass, it would end up, in effect, being about a $48 million tax increase to non-homesteaded property owners, which, of course, then would become a pass-through to the property owners' tenants and what have you. So that would certainly have a chilling effect on the market. So those are two things that I think that we can certainly give you information from our website, or folks should educate themselves on as they go to the ballot come November.
Yeah, it's kind of, which side of the fence are you on? Are you an investor? Are you a real estate investor? I mean, and with the Amendment 1, with the additional homestead, someone like me, I'm going to say, yeah, let's pass that. That's going to help real estate. That's going to help primary owners. But I guess it's not going to help as many of the lower income and lower value homes.
Right. It's tiered. And as you know, currently the first $25,000 of property value is not taxable. Then we skip $25,000, and then the next if your property's worth between $50,000 and $75,000, you can receive an additional up to $25,000 homestead exemption, and this would skip another $75,000. And so if your home was worth $100,000 to $125,000, you can receive up to another $25,000 exemption on that property. So not everyone, depending on how much your property is worth, would benefit. And if you were at the top tier, your home was worth more than $125,000, the ultimate amount that you benefit is about $300, $338, I believe it is, per year. So you have to make a decision as to whether or not that's, that ends up being, millions of dollars of lost revenue to local jurisdictions. You have to make a conscious decision whether or not you want the $300 or you want them to invest it in the things that they do, schools and streets and all those kinds of things as well. Yeah.
There's a lot of civic things that are paid through the taxes, and that brings me to a question, Bob. Tampa Bay Rays. What do you think is going to happen? What have you seen? What are you hearing downtown? I mean, you're positioned, better than a lot of people to kind of have an inside. So the Tampa Bay Rays, if you don't know, they're considering a move. There's been money raised. There's been about 100 businesses that have said yes, we will support this. What are you hearing?
Well, it's important from my perspective. Certainly, we're in the business of not taking sides on this, and we're not going to do anything in terms of valuation that would help or hurt. That's not really what the market's the market, and we track the market.
Right.
That being said, as a longtime resident and someone that's been here, and certainly a Rays fan, my brother's the organist for the Rays.
I think you told me that before. Yeah, I remember that.
So. Certainly I don't think we would want the Rays to go away.
Right.
And I think ultimately this location they've settled on as the one place that it works in Tampa Bay. It's the place that if it doesn't happen here, I don't think it'll happen anywhere.
Right.
And so ultimately it's a decision. There's people on both sides. I think that there's a good argument to be made that it could work there.
Yeah.
There's no way that you're going to make people completely happy with this. I think that ultimately the Rays will end up coming to the table with a significant investment more than what they've said they've committed to.
Yep.
Somewhere probably closer to, I don't want to quote exactly, but somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 million.
Yep.
That leaves about $500 million. We're talking some real money here.
Yeah.
That has to come from someplace else. Wow. We'll see. And then one thing that's not really being talked about, but there is a possibility, but again, as to whether or not you want to open this up or not.
Mm-hmm.
But there are private investors out there that I think would be willing to come in and get involved in this, but they're going to want ultimately, it's a loss leader for them to accrue a certain amount of revenue in the end. So that may be something that comes in. There may be somebody that comes in and helps build this thing, but then ultimately it won't be just the public.
What about building in a certain level of, you got certain suites, you got access, building in those ticket sales for 10 years or whatever that number ends up being, having some of these big money investors, we got Bill Gates money downtown, got a lot of the income. So, utilizing it. Apple hit $1 trillion, let's have Apple throw a little bit of money in there and have a place.
Well, again, they're not going to build it for charity.
Right.
So if there is a private investor that comes in and is willing to partner in some way, either with the Rays or maybe somebody connected to the Rays, then there's going to have to be an understanding that then they have a lot of control over the revenue that's accrued as a result of it. Similar, I think, what happened up in Atlanta with the Braves. I know that they basically took over a whole area. And they're in the sort of the spin-offs from it are meaning revenue into the future for the private investors. So I don't know how all that's going to work out.
Yep.
My gut feeling is that somehow, some way, we're going to have a stadium in Ybor City.
I think so.
It's got to happen. Like I said, we can't let the Rays leave.
Can't lose it. We can't lose baseball here in Tampa Bay. It's a big.
We can only let all our good players go, but
exactly.
Yeah, that's a whole other segment.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, they're doing okay. They're hanging in.
Patrick Moraites, thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks
we want
for
to reach out to Patrick Moraites, PEO Advantage, and Bob Henriquez. Thanks again for the update. Trim notice going out, and football season's here. We're real excited about that, and we want to remind you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food, clothing, hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community, and continue to tune into our show. We'd love to help you as well. ConsumerQB.com. Check us out. Follow us online, facebook.com, Instagram, Twitter, at Brandon Rhymes 1. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show. Weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.